Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Colin here with The Authentic Hustle, and this is episode number 16. Can't believe we've already made it to that number, but we have. What started out as a concept has led to, this is the 16th week, and it's amazing. And we're excited today as we have a guest, Anu. He is on here, and he'll be able to give his background as well. He's recently moved into the private world of finance, and he'll be able to delve deeper into that. And very exciting, the comments that he made already off when we started here before we went live. And VJ will be joining us as well. He's out there in purgatory or somewhere. He is coming on.
Who knows?
And of course, co-host Kelly Kennedy. So as soon as VJ gets on here, I guess we can spin the wheel. But what we'll do is, we do have a special guest, Anu. Anu, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, this is Anu here I've got a couple hats here I wear. I'll introduce myself as, first of all, the owner-operator of a web-based radio station and a social media, a TV station as well, which is called V4U Radio and TV here, connecting lots of communities. However, all my life I've been a banker, so I understand numbers more than anything else. I run a business financing consultancy in Edmonton, helping all the businesses get their financing. Could be a micro credit and could be a major credit, including mergers and acquisitions. We are helping hundreds of businesses here right in Edmonton, all across coast to coast. So that's what I do for a living. Podcasting, talking to people, and again, being here is just an honor, privilege, and of course, that's what I love.
Could not agree more. Honestly, as someone who's had a show for 2.5 years, being able to interview at this point over 160 people, I say it like all the time anyway, like on every show, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to show up week over week and be able to do this. And Authentic Hustle is really no different. And, you know, we appreciate the fact that you guys are incredibly busy, and the fact that you come in and you give us 30 minutes of your day, you know, every Wednesday at 11 is pretty freaking incredible. So thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for joining us. Okay. 3 topics as usual, usually something that's very hard, nothing out of the ordinary. Will automation lead to mass unemployment or new job opportunities? What does sustainable growth actually mean? And personalization versus privacy. Where should brands draw the line? And let's round of applause. VJ has actually made it ahead of the spin, so we can actually have a little negotiation here. So I believe I chose 2 weeks ago. VJ or Colin, did you choose last week or did VJ choose last week? VJ chose, Colin chose last week and VJ chose. So I don't think, today we have a special guest. So Anu, why don't you choose what we're going to take on today? One of these 3 topics. Will automation lead to mass unemployment or new job opportunities? What does sustainable growth actually mean? Or personalization versus privacy? Where should brands draw the line?
But what a way to start, guys. Been again a very interesting way to spin the wheel and pick topics, and all 3 are very interesting. By the way, I'm falling for all 3. So but again, time of essence. I'll go for the first one. Will automation lead to mass unemployment or new job opportunities? It's the way to go.
Fantastic. I love it. Anu, why don't you kick us off? What are your thoughts on this topic?
Hey, again, this is the world we live in. AI is just simply swamped. We are swamped in that world of technology. And as much as I am a firm believer of moving with the pace, I feel, and this is how I'll start the podcast, that automation will bring new job opportunities. There's no threat to losing jobs. This is just a myth, because we know that behind automation, there's human minds.
Yeah.
And let's keep the AIs and the computers, let's let them be the slave of our minds, and let them perform with perfection. Of course, as much as we know that the Teslas of the world make less errors on the road than humans. However, it has been designed by human minds. So this is how I will start this, saying firmly believing that it will be bringing more opportunities.
I love it. I actually had a really funny thought about this last week because, it's funny because I launched the business development podcast really right at the start of AI. Literally, when I released my first episode, I hadn't even used ChatGPT yet. I get that AI has been around a long time. This is just me late to the party, as usual. But I realized early on that, I could actually use this to help me create the show. And so, from the very beginning of the business development podcast, probably about 3 months in, I started to incorporate AI tools in order to do it. And you're absolutely right. I can do a ton more if I use it as tools. Like tools, not a replacement. You can supplement kind of everything you're doing. You can give yourself exponential powers. I like to say superpowers as a person by utilizing AI. And you're absolutely right. I think that that's what's going to happen. Where I think the misconception is with regards to AI, and I would really love your guys' opinion on this, and this is just me in my own use cases. If you look at almost everything we do on the Business Development Podcast, Capital Business Development, now with the community, now with my coaching, so much of that is supplemented by AI. I'm one person, but I can be a bit of a superhuman when I can utilize all of these different levers. But I keep hearing people say, you'll be able to have more time back, right? Use AI, get more time back. I don't think that that's what's going to happen. And that's just my own personal opinion with this in my use case of AI is that as I've gotten more efficient and been able to do more, yes, I'm actually working probably harder than I ever have, but I'm putting out the work of 5 people, 6 people, 10 people. So I don't think that necessarily you're going to get time back. I think the expectations on what people can produce are about to go through the roof. What are your thoughts on that?
I fully agree. Hey, everyone. Anu, welcome to the show. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I had a Zoom call with someone. The audio wouldn't come through. It would go only to the Zoom. My apologies.
All good.
Welcome to the show again. So AI, it has been a fascinating topic. We launched 2 SaaS programs on AI. And I think the more we dig into it, what we find out is that, number one, is it's going to increase a person's capability by 10x.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be there. And the future companies, the future $1 million companies will not be built by hundreds of people. It will probably build by 5 or 10 handful of people. So that's what AI has. It's a superpower, right? That is that. And coming back to employment and staffing and everything, now there's no reason to complain, guys. I mean, I don't know. I'm just craving for a motivation. Or no, I'm just researching this, researching that. You have all the tools at your fingertips. If you're not using it, it's like the farmers' moment when they said no to the machinery, right? So because everyone who used the farming and the tractors and everything from a farming point of view, they were able to leverage machinery. Likewise is AI today. So those are my 2 cents on AI.
Okay, I'll give you my thoughts. And I give a little heading I just jotted down is a high-level strategy and creativity. AI can suggest, but it cannot invent, right? So it can make suggestions. It cannot invent anything. It's only as good as whoever's putting the data into the system or creating that data. And what I mean by that is the relationship can't be taken out. I'll use it like a salesperson, right? People say, oh, Tesla has proven the point. They don't need salespeople. They still do. It's not everything is going to become transactional. There's still a big relational part of each transaction, if you will. So I don't think it's going to deplete it. What it will do is, if I was on the outside looking in and I was looking for a job or looking to better my skills, that's what I'm going to do. How am I going to better my skills? How am I going to better my education to be able to be the one behind that program, if you will? Somebody has to operate.
I'll give another spin to it. And again, different ways to think about it. I'll go straight to people's homes now. I think the automations, the technology, the AI space, it's a generational connect. It's connecting the generations which are much younger to us and engaging them with me. The moment they find we also using the same technology efficiency, we talk their language, there is immediately some kind of connect. Otherwise, this generational gap, which used to got the generational gap that existed for many, many years ago, it was basically the gap of the knowledge and the technology and the use of it, which is after COVID, it has kind of just bridged those gaps. One. The second point today, it's all about the efficiencies, the cost minimization. And cost minimization is not because you have to lay off people. How effectively you can use their time and productivity kind of thing. That's the question. How can you skill them with such tools, which is, again, making your marketing campaigns on a piece of paper, drawing boards kind of thing has been replaced by many apps, the apps which all of us use, tons and tons of apps, the ChatGPTs. See, as Colin mentioned, try today. I challenge people, try ChatGPT today, and you'll come up with something which has no heart, no soul, no emotions. somebody has to go into that chat. ChatGPT gives you the structure. Emotions come when people just make some things as per them, so that it shows that it's coming from Anu or it's coming from Vijayan. So that is what the brilliance of AI and technologies is. And I cannot agree for more that this is the great connector, a great icebreaker when people are looking for. So what are you using differently today?
I find it really interesting, like I said in the beginning, because I think the initial pitch was, heck, if AI can do all the jobs, people will have more time back. I feel like that was kind of the lie sold in the beginning to make us all feel good about it, right? But in my use case, like when I look at the way that I use AI, you're absolutely right, Vijay. I wear like 10 hats. Like you guys, all the time, you guys are always saying like, Kelly, look at how much you do. Like it's pretty incredible, the stuff you do. Absolutely. Couldn't do it without the help of AI. Really, like now I'm a graphic designer, I'm a podcaster, I'm a business developer, I'm a coach. Like I can do all of these things with the help of AI at one time, which is absolutely incredible. But what that also means is I am working probably harder than I ever have. Like that's just the simple truth, because I have to keep up with all of these tasks that I'm doing all the time. And it's funny because Colin, we were talking about it this morning, where I was like, yeah, like I'm really friggin' busy. I'm trying to get all this stuff done. I have high ambitions. I'm a very ambitious person. I want to do big things. I want to leave a big impact, and I can leverage AI to do it, but it hasn't taken anything off my plate. It's actually added many things to my plate, because I look at it, and maybe this is just me. Maybe it's literally just me. But I look at it and I'm like, well, if I don't do it, I'm wasting time. If I don't take this action right now and use AI to leverage it in this moment, because this moment is powerful. Remember that. We are always a product of the moment. Right now, the people who leverage AI, who take advantage of all these tools available to you and use them to your full potential, you're going to do incredible things. But it's kind of like in the moment. You had the .com bubble. If you did things in the .com bubble in the moment, you'd made it big. You have the AI bubble right now. If you do big things in the AI bubble, you're going to make it big, but it doesn't take it off your plate. It doesn't say do less. You're actually probably doing more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Something that reminds me of this whole artificial intelligence narrative is like, it takes me back to the memory lane of like Yellow Pages, right? So when Yellow Pages was there, where remember we have to look at the directory and locate the person and find their phone number and whatnot. Then Google came in, Yahoo came in, then Google came in. It kind of like changed the whole scene of how we could find information.
Yeah.
Right. So it changed that. Now AI has come. Now people are using Google, but they are using AI also parallelly. I'm sure like AI will take over at some point. So that's what I'm seeing. But I think the more we use it, I'm slowly coming to the conclusion that AI may have a ton of answers. But I think like Colin, I fully agree with you. I think in terms of like, it can definitely suggest, but you have to ask the right question.
Yes.
So the question becomes more important than the answer, right? So if you're not asking the right questions, you may not find the right answer. Answer is often simpler. So I think question takes priority here. That's how I feel.
So
also, I feel that, Hasty, we have to keep in mind, I mean, the original topic today is there a threat for companies to start losing, or people to start losing job with automation? My answer again, as we started, no. See, the geographies are expanding. With 5 employees, you were able to cover a certain geography. With the 6th employee and automation, you triple the geography.
Yes.
So then you see you're still expanding. Where you using the power of internet today, and of course these AI tools and all that. By employing 1 or 2 more people, the expansion is so big and large. You never expected to go triple your revenues to top line with adding 2 employees, not cutting off, because
Yes.
ideally, if 5 are giving certain revenue, to double it, you need 10. But today, it's not 10. It maybe the 6th person comes and doubles it, just
Yes.
because you're employing, right? So that also has to be kept in mind. What are the advantages of employing technologies? And be it anything, be it airline spaces, you take any industry today, layoffs have got a specific reason. It is not because of the technology. I think layoff is a sign that get yourself trained again to be re-employed.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
This is
because you may be getting outdated. It's something like taking a machine part, sending it back for a overhaul and coming back and employing again. So I think layoffs as a sign of, hey, time to re-educate, retrain yourself to be rehired.
You're right, and I had written down a note as I was listening, because I don't want to use the term Doge, but I do, in the fact that it's Department of Government Efficiency, right? This is what we're doing. Like, if it's my business, any one of your business, or anybody listening, where we've become complacent, and I knew you've come from the banking industry and more on a higher level, but you know better than anyone. Over time, they structure, people aren't losing jobs because they don't need that job. It's efficiency, right? There's duplication. There's people that are in a position just because they're in a position. That's where I think AI will deplete some positions or reallocate them, or whatever you will. I really see it going that way, right? And everybody's out there. I keep seeing this headline that Bill Gates says everything but 5 industries are going to be affected or replaced by AI, but there's no content. So I don't know who wrote that heading, but it's circulating, and I keep on wanting to know. But no different than you go into a convenience store. At some point, for sure, you don't really need a clerk or a teller, that type of thing. You can just swipe and go. People are afraid of that, but it doesn't take away all the jobs of everything that's going to deliver. How does those products get delivered to the store? I think those are the jobs people are worried about. They're not worried so much on a high level. And I don't want to use high level, or I don't want to dumb it down or belittle anything. But I think that's it. Where's the skill set, right? Which skill set is getting adjusted? Where's the efficiency? If we look internally, is there efficiencies to be had? For sure there is. In every single business, especially a small business can be decimated just by having one too many people. But like Anu said, and I love that. I remember an analogy years ago. I worked with a public company, and the president of our company in a meeting in a budget review said to a very, very large company, they're doing, I think, about 110 million in their district a year in revenue. And he said, "Why do you only have 5 salespeople?" And the district manager said, "Well, we have the best 5. They've penetrated the city. They've got it. They know every account." And he says, "But what would happen if you had 25 salesmen?" Wow. He says, "Well, if you were doing your job and you were leading them and you had 25 salesmen, would we not have X amount of business more?" And it stuck with me to this day. I'm like, it's kind of like what you said, is adding that 6th person can penetrate like another country, right? Through the power of the internet. And I'm kind of stuck on that. Like, even in my own business, I think of that. We're not getting rid of people, right? We're not trying to, who tries to, I don't.
Yeah.
But where can we add people that help them, and that helps our companies, experience exponential growth? Nobody's in the business game to not grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think if you look at the topic, it's more opportunity than it is anything else.
Well, I think it's interesting that the general consensus here is that companies aren't going to downsize. They're actually going to hire, right? Like, that seems to be the general agreement of this room for people that were afraid that companies are going to downsize like crazy. I think, you're absolutely right. I think we all agree. What's going to happen is, sure, the expectations that people wear more hats is going to go up. Absolutely. But think about the 10x power of every single person being able to leverage AI to do 5 jobs. And now you add, let's say, another 50 people to your organization, and now you're $1 billion company, right? Like, you're absolutely right. I don't think companies are going to scale back. I think the expectations on people to use AI are going to go through the roof because they want the most from everybody. But you're absolutely right. I think it'll just lead to more hiring because companies want to take advantage of this moment.
And I think the hiring, we always go through the adage, the right people in the right seats, right? I think we'll be able to really define our businesses with having the right people in the right seats. And those people will be more identifiable. We won't have to grow them through the company, if you will. More so, they will be there. They will stand out. And I think that's very important. Like, for me to recognize in my own business, that's very important to see that, as opposed to, 5-10 years ago, we used to just hire people and, okay, they'll grow into the position. Mm-hmm. I don't want people to grow into the position. I want them to be in the position, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the power. The other power is, the 4 of us on here, we could all work in the same business together. And this is the power of the internet. We couldn't do this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And one other thing, and that'll probably be my last comment of the day. I was thinking about AI and how we throw things into GPT and we ask it questions. It can't invent, but I think what it does for me, I love that it asks me questions. Do you want this, or do you want this? That's the power. That could save me hours a day. Every single day.
Yeah.
right? Because I don't know where to go. It's like you don't go grab a book off the shelf or a dictionary or you're Googling something, right, for sake of a better term.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it continues to peel back the onion skin and ask me questions that I eventually get the answer for. And it's very enlightening because it opens my mind and says, geez, I wasn't even thinking of that. Yes, that is what I want. Right.
I don't know if you guys have been doing it, but ChatGPT now has a mobile chat function, like a voice chat function. Holy shit, dude. Like I've been using that like crazy. Like I'll be riding in my truck, and like for people listening right now, you're looking for ideas, you're looking for something to do on the way to work, open your friggin' ChatGPT app on your phone, hit the voice talk, and just start asking questions, start running ideas through it, start running business ideas through it, have it bounce things back and forth. The ideas for Capital Catalyst came through that. The ideas for the Catalyst Club came through that. Honestly, literally just conversations with an AI. It's hit a whole nother level. VJ, I know you can speak to this because you've been working, on the cutting edge of this for a long time now. But I was blown away.
And also for people, I mean, it can also offer a lot of help as much as it helps businesses. I saw Grok, it had a mode called therapist, right? I mean, if someone is looking for a therapist and you don't want to pay $100 an hour, just like talk to
$100
Grok.
An hour. What cheap therapist do you go to?
I don't know. Someone recommended BetterHelp. It was $70 an hour.
I'm joking. They're all great. I was just going to say the last time I went to a therapy office, I think the price was $250 an hour.
Yeah, it's really amazing how it can talk to you and can give you advice, not just business, kind of any kind of advice, right? So I'm blown away from the day I started using it. I've definitely been an early adopter, but there's a ton of things we can keep talking about it. But in terms of like the whole thing, the AI narrative, I think the productivity of the overall society will improve as a whole. That's what I think, because if it improves the productivity of like all citizens across the board, what happens is like all the metrics that you measure with like GDP and everything goes up. And I think the future is really exciting. It's not scary. It's really exciting. I'll tell you why. Because it removes all the repetitive jobs. I mean, when people saw the self-checkout at the grocery store, oh, wow, it's going to remove people. No, it's actually going to remove the repetition that the person has to go scan every item that you're buying. Similarly with AI, right? Any repetition that you have in any kind of job, whether it's a front desk person or any person talking. So in future, of course, many phone calls will be, especially the business to business phone calls, will be taken by an AI. And of course, we're innovating the space. We'd love to help. But I'm saying like all the repetitive jobs will be gone, and you can put your entire energy and your time on the things that matter to you. So I find that exciting.
We have some really smart people in the room right now, and I think we only have about 5 minutes left. So my thought here was, what tools and AI apps are you guys using or you think are going to be valuable for people to start learning if they don't want to become, obsolete? If you guys could like list, let's say 5 tools each that people start to get really smart with, what would they be?
I'll start. I'll go. Of course, beyond ChatGPT, I use Grok. I use Midjourney. I use, and I've tried Claude. I've tried Anthropic. I haven't tried DeepSeek yet, but I would say just go ahead and try it all. I've used Gemini. So those are the tools I've used. And DALL-E on ChatGPT, which generates the image and whatnot.
Incredible. So. The image generator on ChatGPT, I don't know what they did behind the scenes. It blows me away now. It's absolutely incredible.
So thank you. In fact, there are many tools. See, there are gazillion tools available right now. You have to pick tools which are kind of more user-friendly. I use a lot of, so in my space, I have to use a lot of marketing tools, which is basically the surveys, the automated surveys, which is basically giving me quick information, engaging clients, which are very exciting. The client also feels engaged when they're using that without any client, like human interaction at that time, because at that time, at that stage, it is not required. We also use the emails to monthly emails to mass emailing, which is automated again, to what we've done so far in the month, what's exciting. And the clients just want to know in a quiet space what they are. So again, employing those automated tools are helping. Then some of the marketing tools, or maybe just the building tools like the Canva, has helped us lots, to be honest. Just in a very nice way, you want to just say, those are the days where I always proudly say my computer handwriting is absolutely great.
Yes, mine too.
You may not understand. So using the canvas is just a way to present a professional, become professional, right? So those chat GPTs, of course, I use tons. Voiceovers I've started using lots. Again, sometimes you want to be very clear in your communication, what you want to. So these are the tools which I'm employing and very well received by the clients. And the moment the clients start asking, which one did you use? And I liked it. Can I also know more about it? That means clients are engaged.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Colin, what are you using?
More just GPT, like ChatGPT. And I'm really delving in deep, like doing more or less a deep seek on quite a few things. And I'll give you an example what we used it for recently with the tariffs. There's a few different codes that customs uses to inflict pain on tariffs with us. So we actually downloaded our entire inventory, and this is amazing. It took about 6.5 hours to deep seek, and it punched out origination of every product where it came from.
Wow.
And there's no way I could have hired a team of people and assembled them because we didn't really know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Right. This was the unknown. And John and I just said, you know what, let's throw it in there and see what happens. And it came back with all the codes we needed. And it told us this is made in Afghanistan. This is made in China. This is made in Ukraine. And honestly, I thought our computer was going to freeze up because it was taking so long. But my brain says it took 6 hours. That was hundreds of hours of man-hour labor that probably would have never even printed a report.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like it. We would just sit there forever, say, let's just pay the tariff.
Yeah, no kidding. That's incredible. Yeah.
To me, on a business end, that literally could save us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely. Not to mention how much money and time do you think a report like that for a human to create would have been?
You know what? I don't even think we could get the result. I don't even know where we would go to, right?
Sorry, Anu, go ahead.
I want to share a quick example here again to the people who are listening to us. We employed an Excel based, so we got it built, an Excel based tool which tells the stage of the file. So because the clients want to know where is the file, what exactly. So we are into business financing consultancy, right? Every time they have to pick up the phone and call, what is happening to my file? Rather than giving the login of a portal that we have, and they can see it's at underwriting, or it's at funding, or it's at review stage, right? So they feel so good. The file is moving without bothering you, without kind of this thing. So this is an automation, which a perfect example, which the business has created the convenience and the engagement and excitement, all three at the same time.
Awesome.
Kelly,
you want to wrap it?
I want to pitch in because I actually had a really interesting AI use case just last weekend. I like to fix shit. That's my world. And I have this old lawnmower. And it's silly because my stupid throttle, not the throttle cable, but the thing that makes it the self-propel cable broke. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this thing's from like 2005. Like where the heck? I don't even know what this is or if they make it anymore. I took a picture with my phone of the model number. I did the circle to search. And then I took that model number and the information from the circle to search and I plugged it into ChatGPT and I said, find me the part number for the throttle cable for this lawnmower. I shit you not, man. I couldn't find it anywhere else. ChatGPT had it for me in 1 minute. It was absolutely incredible. Another thing, guys, obviously ChatGPT I talked about when you guys are driving in the vehicle, put on the speak feature. And just get going. Just ask a question. Get into the habit of bouncing ideas past ChatGPT while you're driving. It's a great option. It's a great opportunity to do something on your way. And I would say as well, Anu spoke to Canva and the power of Canva. Canva is incredible. I use it literally every single day for just about everything. Image generation, to posts, to video creation, you name it. And the last thing that I would recommend for everybody here in 2025 is to get yourself a subscription to Descript and start creating video content utilizing Descript. You can edit via the words, you can record right on Descript, and it's absolutely powerful. So that would be my 2 cents. And before we wrap it up, Anu, go ahead.
Well, I wish the logics and the automation takes over some other decision, which has been entering into a little controversial. I'm purely Albertan. And of course, the pipelines and all the decisions which are being stuck. I wish automated decisions can give you that power to go forward and go Oilers go.
Go Oilers go.
Go Oilers go.
All right.
All right.
Later, hustlers.
See you, everyone.
Awesome.